If you're craving for heart-pounding action, Netflix has you covered with a selection of the most violent action films that push the boundaries of adrenaline-fueled entertainment. These movies don't get shy when it comes to thrilling gunfights, realistic hand-to-hand combat, and breathtaking stunts. So, whether it's savage survival thrillers or violent vengeance mysteries, these films will keep you on the edge of your seat. Number 10. Haywire. It is a 2011 action thriller film directed by Steven Soderbergh. The plot centers on Mallory Kane, a highly proficient Black Ops agent who is abandoned by her own squad after being betrayed during a mission. Determined to find the truth and wreak retribution, Mallory must avoid government agents and gunmen while exposing an operation involving her former boss. The film has violent hand-to-hand battle sequences that give the violence a realistic and unvarnished feel. The film's most memorable scenes are the combat scenes, which are frequently placed in ordinary settings, yet viscerally realistically display Carano's martial arts expertise. Although Haywire's realistic battle scenes and action choreography are excellent, the storyline is a little cliched and weak. The plot of treachery and retaliation is well known, but lovers of this genre will find Carano's portrayal and the film's unpolished action scenes impressive. Number 9. Mr. Right. It is a 2015 romantic action comedy film directed by Paco Cabezas. The narrative centers on Martha, who is getting over a breakup and meets the endearing guy, Francis. Unknown to her, Francis is a hitman who exclusively murders people who pay him to do so. As their romance develops, Martha is lured into Francis's perilous world, where they have to avoid both law enforcement and those who are out to get him. Though Martha starts to enjoy the thrill and uncertainty, their relationship is put to the test by brutality, secrets, and the turmoil that follows Francis. The film has fast-paced action sequences with a lighthearted visual aesthetic. The fighting is expertly choreographed, and the ridiculousness of the violence frequently serves as the source of laughter. Despite the darker aspects of Francis's line of work, the tone is kept light by combining a whimsical romance with frantic action. All things considered, it's an unusual romantic comedy that won't be to everyone's taste, especially not for those who were hoping for a typical rom-com. However, it will appeal to those who appreciate bizarre romances combined with crazy action. Number 8. Unknown. It is a 2011 action thriller film directed by John Pollitzera. The main character of the narrative is Dr. Martin Harris, who ended up in a 4-day coma after being involved in an automobile accident while visiting a biotech event in Berlin. When he wakes up, he finds that another guy has taken on his identity, and his wife is no longer recognizing him. In trying to piece together what transpired, Martin enlists the assistance of a cab driver and uncovers a more extensive plot involving assassins and an enigmatic biotech invention. The plot takes unexpected turns as Martin attempts to prove his identity while avoiding those who want him dead. The combat and chase scenes are expertly done, adding dramatic moments to a mainly mystery-driven story. Even though the narrative is engaging and the mystery is well written, some of the turns are predictable, and several characters, particularly the villains, feel undeveloped. But despite its flaws, the movie's strong action and Neeson's gripping acting keep the audience interested in the plot throughout. Number 7. Six Underground. It is a 2019 vigilante action thriller film directed by Michael Bay. The narrative centers on a gang of 6 people who, in order to function as vigilante operatives unchecked by the government, fake their deaths. The primary focus is on a tech millionaire who goes by the name One and puts together a group of experts to overthrow corrupt politicians and infamous criminals worldwide. Each member of the team, a doctor, a hitman, a Parker specialist, and others, is identified by a number instead of their real names. As the SWAT negotiates the mayhem brought on by their secret missions, the narrative alternates between intense action sequences, such as vehicle pursuits and shootouts. The movie is action-packed and full of adrenaline, yet it lacks logical plot points and memorable character moments. Also, the film's unrelenting speed can be troubling, as the plot appears disconnected, with underdeveloped motivations. However, the tale is overshadowed by the amazing action scenes, which provide a thrilling experience from beginning to end. Number 6. Army of the Dead. It is horror action film, directed by Zack Snyder. The movie is set in post-apocalyptic Las Vegas and centers on military war hero Scott Ward, who gets hired by a casino owner to get $200 million out of a vault in the city before a nuclear explosion destroys it. In order to accomplish the job, he brings together a group of professionals, each with unique abilities and goals. But as they enter the zombie-infested metropolis, they find that the zombies are intelligent, well-organized alpha monsters rather than the usual slowly moving creatures. In order to finish their task, the team negotiates risky setting, deals with treachery, and tries to reach the vault. Although the movie matches up to its promise of action and spectacle driven by zombies, its pacing and thematic depth fall short. There are some interesting but underdeveloped subplots, such as the existence of sentient zombies and their hierarchy. But the length of the movie could have been trimmed more because some of the scenes seem pointless and don't contribute much to the plot. However, to a certain extent, the heist and horror elements blend well, and the film's spectacular action and innovative interpretation of zombie mythology make it a worthy movie to watch. Number 5. The Northman. It is a 2022 epic historical action film, directed by Robert Eggers. The story revolves around Amleth, a Viking prince, who watches as his uncle Fjolnir kills his father, King Vandal. Years later, as a ferocious warrior, Amleth sets out on a bloody quest to rescue his mother, Queen Gudrun, retake his realm, and exact revenge on his father's killer. Along the way, he experiences mystic dreams and ancient Norse ceremonies, and the stakes are raised by his close ties to fate and destiny. The beautiful vistas of Iceland provide a stunning backdrop for the drama, while the war sequences are raw and violent. The narrative is a psychological examination of fate as well as a historical epic, although not all viewers will find its slow pacing and strong mythological overtones appealing. Nonetheless, the film's dedication to historical authenticity and its examination of revenge as an overwhelming force will captivate fans of Robert Eggers' work. Overall, it is a visually stunning, profoundly dramatic Viking epic that combines historical drama, action, and Norse mythology. Fans of Robert Eggers' filmmaking and those who value Viking mythology should not miss it. Number 4. Don't Breathe 2. It is a 2021 horror action thriller film directed by Rodo Sayags. The movie is a follow-up to the 2016 film Don't Breathe and carries on the tale of the blind man, a dubious character, who turns into a menace as well as a victim. A few years have passed since the events of the first movie, and the blind man is now living alone with Phoenix, a small child he has adopted. However, when Phoenix is abducted by a gang of thieves, Blind Man is forced to use all of his deadly abilities to save her. The film keeps the original's tight, dark ambience, while also featuring dramatic close-range action. The use of sound and motion to create tension highlights the blind man's enhanced senses in the look and feel. Although the action is well done, viewers who enjoyed the psychological suspense of the first film may be disappointed by the blind man's less complex ethics in this sequel. Overall, Don't Breathe 2 has good action and suspense, but it doesn't completely capitalize on the nuanced ethical questions that made the previous film so memorable. Number 3. 71. It is a 2014 war action thriller film, directed by Jan Demming. The narrative centers on Gary Hoop, an aspiring British trooper, who is sent to Belfast in 1971 amid a fierce political struggle between Unionists and Irish nationalists. The chaos begins when Hook is unintentionally left behind by his team in a hostile neighborhood and must survive the night on Belfast streets, dodging renegade loyalist gangs while trying to make it return to safety. Overall, 71 is a gripping, dramatic movie that transports audiences to the chaos of the challenges. The film's tight pacing is maintained by its concentration on a single night of survival, but some viewers may find it restrictive because it skips over the larger political complexity of the struggle. Nonetheless, the film's harsh action and focus on Hook's survival perspective create an engrossing story that is worth seeing. Number 2. Battle Royale. It is a 2000 action drama film directed by Kinji Fukasaku. The narrative is situated in Japan, where a randomly selected high school students engage in death-defying combat on a remote island. Armed with weapons and explosive collars, the students have to attack one another until there is only one person left. The narrative centers on Cheyenne Anahara and Noriko Nakagawa as they fight to stay alive, make friends, and oppose the cruel game. The movie explores the complexities of friendship, trust, and treachery under dire situations as the students confront one another. The film's raw, primal portrayal of violence is crucial to its lasting impact. The action shifts between calm, tense moments of mistrust and terror, and fierce, brutal fighting. The island's natural splendor clashes with the distress of the students' situation, intensifying their feelings of isolation and helplessness. Although there is a lot of action in the movie, some viewers might find the violence to be too much. But because of its profoundly moving examination of youth rebellion, society control, and survival, it has become a cult classic. For those who enjoy powerful action and thought-provoking films, it is a must-see. Number 1. Edge of Tomorrow. It is a sci-fi action film directed by Doug Liman. Many people have praised this movie for its science fiction concept, but not for its action, but it also offers some of the best action you will ever witness. The narrative centers on Major William Cage, an army officer who has never fought in combat, but is thrust into the front lines conflict with the Mimics, a distant alien species. He is killed almost immediately and awakens to find himself repeatedly experiencing the same day. In order to alter the course of the conflict and halt the mimic invasion, Cage eventually teams up with battle hero Rita Vrataski, who also encountered the time loop. The rapid-fire combat and bleak tension moments, when Cage keeps dying and respawning, are interwoven with well-choreographed shots of the anarchic battlefield. Although the film's exciting action and intriguing theory are well executed, some viewers may find the time loop mechanism repetitive. To keep the plot from getting boring, the movie does a fantastic job of striking a balance between humor, tension, and character development throughout the action. Fans of the action and alien invasion genres should not miss it.